Hello everyone, welcome to the world of biology. We were in the chapter number 6 and today we will start the part 3, the genetic material DNA. I have already explained about the DNA, but now the question is which biomolecule is the genetic material? To prove this phenomena, Griffiths experimented on Salmonella typhimurium, but he failed to explain that DNA is a genetic material. On the other hand, Avery McLeod McCarthy also failed to explain that DNA is a genetic material. After that, there were two scientists, Alfred Chase. So you can see it is also known as experiment with virus. It will explain that DNA is a genetic material. Both the scientists use radioactive phosphorus, phosphorus and sulfur to explain the nature of DNA as a genetic material. So we will explain the experiment by using the PPTs. So the genetic material is DNA. DNA is a genetic material. It came from the experiment by Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase in the year 1990, 52. They worked on the virus that infects bacteria called bacteriophage. Basically, this is Martha and this is Chase. Hershey. And this group of scientists worked on the virus bacteriophage. During normal infection, the bacteriophage first attaches the bacterial cell wall and then insert its genetic material DNA into the bacterial cell. So what will happen? This is the bacteria and virus, and this is bacteria. It will attach to the surface of bacteria, and after that it will insert its genetic material into the cell. You can see this red colored is the genetic material of bacteriophage and it is inserted into the bacterial cell. The viral genetic material became integral part of the bacterial genome and subsequently manufactures more virus particles using host machinery. So what will you see? Initially it is inserted in the bacterial cell, then it will incorporate to the bacterial genome. This blue colored genome is bacterial genome. It will attach to the genome and start replication, and bacteriophage will use the host machinery for replication. Hershey and Chase worked to discover whether the entered biochemical was protein or DNA from virus to bacteria. So what was the experiment? Have a look here. Hershey Chase experiment. The another name of this experiment is Blender's experiment. They grew some viruses on a medium having radioactive phosphorus. Initially, Hershey and Chase used the radioactive phosphorus P32 and radioactive sulfur S35 to prepare a culture medium. The viruses grown in radioactive phosphorus have radioactive DNA. As we all know, phosphorus is the part of DNA while sulfur is the part of protein. So, what did they? The viruses grown in radioactive phosphorus have radioactive DNA but not radioactive protein because phosphorus present in DNA, not in protein. While the viruses grown in radioactive sulfur have radioactive protein, not radioactive DNA because sulfur present in the protein but not found in the DNA. Hershey and Chase experiment was performed in 3 steps. Basically, there were 3 important steps of the experiment. First, infection. Infections means attack of bacteriophage to bacteria. Blending. Basically in the blending viral coat will be removed and bacteria will transfer the will receive the genome and centrifugation. What is the infection? Have a look here. The radioactive phase were allowed to attach to E. coli bacteria. They use the E. coli bacteria for this purpose. The phases transfer the genetic material to bacteria. So genetic material was transferred to the bacteria. Blending during infection, viral coats were removed from the bacteria by agitating them in a blender. They use the blender for agitating. Agitating means mix up. Centrifugation, this is the third step. The virus particles were separated from the bacteria by spinning them in a centrifuge machine. It is called centrifugation. You can see what were the observations of experiment. You can see bacteria infected with viruses that had radioactive DNA. So you can see the bacteria which were infected by virus, they possess the radioactive DNA and no radioactivity in the supernatant is found because DNA was inserted into the bacterial cell while virus coat were found in the supernatant, but that was not showing the radioactivity. Bacteria infected with viruses that had radioactive protein were not radioactive, but radioactivity found in the supernatant. The conclusion of the experiment, what was the conclusion of the experiment? You can see DNA is the infecting agent that makes the bacteria radioactive. Hence, DNA is the genetic material, not the protein. So, it is shown by this experiment. The integral DNA is what conferred its ability to produce progeny inside the bacteria. This is the Hershey-Chase experiment. This figure is taken from your book. These are the bacteriophages and these structures are the E. coli bacteria. You can see the red color outer portion of the bacteriophage is showing sulfur labeled protein capsule, while the red color inside the head is showing phosphorus labeled DNA core. And you can see no sulfur detected in the cell, sulfur detected in supernatant because virus covers or coats were made of radioactive sulfur proteins. Now the next topic start, that is the properties of genetic material, DNA versus RNA. What are the important differences in DNA and RNA, and what are the properties of genetic material and what are the necessity of the genetic material? The Hershey and Chase experiment resolved the issue that DNA is a genetic material, not the protein. Exception, some viruses has RNA as a genetic material. You can see in tobacco mosaic virus and QB bacteriophage. There is a question for you. Why DNA is predominant, the predominant genetic materials? Basically, the question is DNA is a genetic material. Why? What are the important features that makes it a better genetic material? So first is DNA is both more resilient and more easily repaired than RNA. As a result, DNA serves as a major stable carrier of the genetic information that is essential to survival and reproduction. Second is first physical stability. DNA is more stable than RNA due to its chemical structure, so it is less likely to be degraded. The deoxyribose don't have OH group that makes it active. The second reason is information stability. DNA is double helix, so information can be preserved during replication thanks to complementary pair of the nucleotides. And the third reason is simplicity. Information is stored in DNA by the sequence oblique order of three nucleotides. Basically, the max genetic code in the DNA and it is linear. That is more simple than storing information in a protein, which is made up of 20 amino acids and is a 3D structure. So again there is a question, can you recall two chemical differences between DNA and RNA? You can see the differences here. DNA contains deoxyribose sugar while RNA contains ribose sugar. What is deoxyribose? A pentose sugar with 5 carbons and a pentose sugar with 5 carbons. This is the similarity, but it also has phosphoric acid, but organic nitrogenous bases, purines are adenine and guanine, while the pyrimidines are cytosine and thymine. On the other hand, there is the another difference, that is uracil is present in place of thymine. So difference number one, deoxyribose sugar, ribose sugar. And difference number two, thymine and uracil. Now criteria for genetic material. What type of criteria established for a genetic material? That is, it should be able to generate a replica. It means genetic material should be those biochemical which can replicate itself. It should be chemically and structurally stable. A stable biochemical must be genetic material, and we have already seen in the Griffith experiment, when you have heated S strain bacteria and when we mixed with R strain, still it can transform the R strain to S strain. It should provide the scope for slow changes, mutation that required for evolution. It means genetic material must show slow changes. It should be able to express itself in the form of Mendelian character. So protein does not fulfill the criteria, hence it is not the genetic material. RNA and DNA fulfill this criteria. Because of the rule of base pairing and complementarity, both the nucleic acids DNA and RNA have the ability to direct their duplications, but other biochemicals like proteins can't. Now, the next topic is stability of nucleic acids. The genetic material should be stable enough not to change with the different stages of life as with the changes of physiology of the. It is showing that in the stages of life, age will not affect the genetic material. Stability as of the properties of genetic material was very evident in Griffith's transforming principle. It said that heat which killed the S10 bacteria at least did not destroy some of the properties of genetic material. And it can easily be explained that in the DNA, two strands being complementary, if separated by heating, come together when appropriate conditions are provided. While on the other hand, DNA is a very stable molecule, it is self-repairable, it is self-replicable. On the other hand, if we talk about the RNA, RNA is unstable. What are the reasons that makes it unstable? RNA is susceptible to this base catalyzed hydrolysis because the ribose sugar in RNA has a hydroxyl group at the 2' position. So the main problem with RNA that it has hydroxyl group at 2' position. This feature makes RNA chemically unstable as compared to DNA, which does not have this 2' OH group and thus is not susceptible to base catalyzed hydrolysis. So, what are the reasons? First, further 2' dash OH group present at every nucleotide in ribose in RNA is a reactive group, makes RNA liable and easily degradable. RNA is also known as catalyst, and it means it behaves like an enzyme, and its well-known example is ribosome. It is the enzyme which is made of RNA, hence it becomes reactive. RNA is unstable and mutates faster. You can see the faster mutations in the RNA. Consequently, the viruses having RNA genome and having shorter lifespan mutate and evolve faster. There is a figure showing the difference between deoxyribose and ribose sugars. You can see this is deoxyribose sugar. This is 2 number carbon that has hydrogen at both the places. On the other hand, in the ribose sugar, you can see in place of hydrogen, it contains OH group at 2 number carbon that makes it more reactive and unstable. Now, DNA is more stable. How will you prove this? You can see DNA is more chemically stable than RNA because it lacks the hydroxyl group on 2' carbon. It is chemically less reactive and structurally more stable. The presence of thymine in place of uracil confers additional stability to DNA. The presence of thymine is also making it more stable. Therefore, among the two nucleic acids, DNA is a better genetic material. So there are many reasons that makes it a better genetic material. Now, better genetic material, DNA or RNA. As usual, DNA is better genetic material and some important reasons are given that explains this. Presence of thymine at the place of uracil confers more stability to DNA. Both DNA and RNA are able to mutate. In fact, RNA being unstable mutate at a faster rate. RNA can directly code for synthesis of proteins, hence easily expressed. So you can say RNA expresses its information very easily. On the other hand, DNA, however, depends on RNA for protein synthesis. The protein synthesis machinery has evolved around RNA. Both RNA and DNA can function as a genetic material, but DNA being more stable is preferred for storage of genetic information. And for the transmission of genetic information, RNA is better. Now, next we will start RNA world. First of all, there is a question, which is the first genetic material? I have already showed the problem, which is the better genetic material. Better genetic material is DNA. But the question is, which is the first genetic material? So it now seems certain that RNA was the first molecule of heredity. So it evolved all the essential methods for storing and expressing genetic information before DNA came onto the scene. However, single-stranded RNA is rather unstable and is easily damaged by the enzymes. So in the nature, when life originates on the earth, that time RNA was the first genetic material. But there were some drawbacks of RNA which make DNA for better genetic material. RNA is the first genetic material. Essential life process evolved around the RNA. RNA used to act as a genetic material as well as catalyst. So you can see RNA was performing double role here. You can see the first role was it is behaving like a genetic material, and the second role was it is working as a catalyst. But RNA being catalyst, because RNA was working as a catalyst, was reactive, and hence it makes it unstable. Hence DNA has evolved from RNA with chemical modifications that make it more stable. So after the chemical modification in RNA, DNA was evolved. DNA being double-stranded and having complementary strand further resist changes by evolving a process of repair. You can see this is the a funny cartoon here. Hey, basically this is the DNA molecule and he is talking to RNA molecule. This is single-stranded RNA. Hey, could you take this message over to? Oh, come on, D. D means DNA. Give me something a little more challenging. I can multitask. I can do it all. How? Where do you think we are? The RNA world. So it is showing that it is made for multitasking. It means it can work as a genetic material. It can transform the information in protein, and it can behave like a catalyst. Now come to the next point, types of RNA. What type of RNA found in the cell? Types and functions of RNA. Of many types of RNA, basically there are three most well-known and most commonly studied, especially in prokaryotes. So we will discuss the type of RNA here in especially prokaryotes. There are three important types in prokaryotes: messenger RNA, transfer RNA, ribosomal RNA. Messenger RNA is known as mRNA, transfer RNA is known as tRNA, and the ribosomal RNA is known as rRNA. All three RNAs are required to synthesize protein in cell. So all type of RNAs will help in the protein synthesis. The mRNA provide the template and having genetic information in the form of genetic code. The tRNA brings the amino acid and read the genetic code of mRNA. So the rRNA is the structural part of ribosome. You can see rRNA is the structural part of ribosome and also act as a catalytic role during the process of translation. You can see the figures here. This is mRNA. It possesses the information of DNA in the form of codes. This is the RNA. This is the ribosome that contains rRNA and transfer RNA. This it will transfer the specific amino acids. There are some important types of RNA and their roles are given here. RNA type, size and function. Transfer RNA, it is small in size, transports amino acids to site of protein synthesis. What is the name? Ribosomal RNA. Several kinds variable in size. This is of many types and its size is variable. Combines with proteins to form ribosomes, the site of protein synthesis. Messenger RNA, it is also known as mRNA. It is variable in size, directs amino acid sequence of proteins. Smaller nuclear RNA, it is also known as snRNA. We will discuss later on. It is small in size, process initial mRNA to its mature form in the eukaryotes. Small interfering RNA, it is known as siRNA. It affects gene expression used by scientists to knock out a gene being studied. And there is the another form of RNA, that is microRNA. It is small in size, affects gene expression, important in growth and development. Now come to the point tRNA, the adapter molecule. We will discuss about this in the transcription. So dear students, we have finished important part of this chapter here. The first, I have explained DNA is a genetic material. What are the regions? Who explained all the facts? We have discussed about the RNAs, RNA word, which was the first genetic material, each and everything. If you have any problem, you can ask to me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.